We swear it all could happen now to happen now to. Holy yes, are we myth? We will answer you with just one look, and you will see. It's all aglow. Dreams will be. Set like a star. Could you ever give everything you own, everything you touch, all you've ever loved, all you've ever known, would it be as much as the gifts of the Magi?
It's a tender piece, it's a comic piece.
People will be able to see themselves in these characters.
I think it's a show that people are going to be able to discover.
It's about the feeling in your heart that Christmas creates rather than the trappings of Christmas. This is a lovely Christmas show in the form of a chamber musical. It's a mashup of two O. Henry stories, Gift of the Magi and The Cop and the Anthem.
It's a pretty common Christmas story.
He has a great pocket watch from his great-great-grandfather, and she has gorgeous long hair. He sells his pocket watch to buy her combs for her hair, and she sells her hair to buy him a watch fob.
I mean, it is a sweet story, but it's not just about telling a sweet story. The music behind it gives it a nice pulse and drive to it, and it does focus on real life issues that are still applicable today.
Okay, so give up everything. Ready? End.
Jim and Della are characters in turn of the century New York City. They moved from the Wheat Belt to New York City for kind of a better life, but find out, like a lot of people do, that it's a lot harder than they thought it was going to be there.
And it's so relatable because any young couple living in the city for the first time, especially in our current economy, you know, work is difficult to find. And when you do find a job, it's not always your perfect job.
That's the core issue of the Gift of the Magi. Jim is searching for a job and has been for a long period of time. And as optimistic and as much in love as this couple is, it inevitably pulls them apart.
Jim, will you be home later for some lunch?
I doubt it.
Well, then let me make you some.
Look, would you stop?
The voice of O. Henry, I think, is very clear, particularly in the character of Willie, who is our O. Henry stand-in. We get a real flavor of that narrative voice.
O. Henry, the author of the short story, that was his pen name. His real name was William Sidney Porter. As the narrator, as Willie sees himself in Jim and Della, their story and their success is just as important to him, and I think there's a very strong personal bond. I really hope people take to heart the message that it is one's willingness to set aside their happiness for another, and how that is what is important in this world.
It's got the feelings of warmth that we love about Christmas.
People know the story of Gifts of the Magi, but you know, if you haven't seen it in a while, this particular musical tells it in such a
beautiful way.
Yeah.
It really illustrates such an important lesson in such a beautiful way.
Gifts of the Magi.